boy.
It feels weird as hell walking with my phone up like this. I'm new to this, not true to this, not yet at least. But it is a little bit past 8, and I am taking a walk right now. And I want to take the time to kind of explain what exactly Dream Boy is. I'm really big into like philosophy and psychology and things like that. And I feel that the best thing somebody can do for themselves is to really understand themselves, like past all the, like, even if you have religion, if you have vices, all these different things, understanding why you're doing exactly what you're doing and making sure that you actually want to do those things is like super duper important. And even me, I wanted to do something like this for a while, but I didn't feel like I had reached a point to where I felt like I could talk about certain things. And I wouldn't say that like, oh, I'm in a space where I'm like, I know it all now, but I feel like I'm in a position where I can do this, you know? Because before, nigga, you told me like record a video, put it on YouTube, shit like that. Hell no, I absolutely will not. But, you know, hashtag growth, I'm doing the thing. So, pat on the back. But yeah, I feel like the best thing somebody can do is to really understand themselves. And for you to do that, you gotta like go deep. And you gotta like address traumas. You gotta like take a lot of accountability. And it's also, for me, the best way that I've been able to come into myself more and really understand myself is by seeing other people be themselves. Okay, I lost my train of thought. I had to sit down and reconvene. But I feel like the best way that somebody can really understand themselves is by seeing other people be themselves, and it kind of puts you in context. At least for me, that's how I was able to make sense of it all, because I was in a bad place at one point, and I became like super antisocial, didn't go out much, and I kind of forgot how to socialize with people. And then because I didn't want to accept that that I was like low-key becoming a hermit, I kind of put myself on this high horse when it came to like different things. I was like, I kind of know everything. I'm like chilling, like I'm on my grind, working creatively, whatever the fuck. And it took me going out like with some friends and seeing people's like interactions with each other to make me go like, oh nigga, you don't know what's going on at all actually. And it was like a hard pill to swallow, low-key, because it was hard to swallow because it's like, oh, you know, your self-image isn't true, and you know, and it's a hard pill that I've been swallowing for like the last couple months, this whole year really. And I've come to a point where it's like, okay, you know, it's like easy to accept, and I've started to understand my fears and my traumas. And going back to the thing of like, you can only learn in context, I feel, of seeing other people doing things. Is Dream Boy, I want it to be a, as I said, digital diary, but I want to like document human beings being human, you know, like put that shit on a t-shirt for real. I want to have conversations with people who I know think advertently to what is happening. You know, people who see propaganda and see marketing and are also on this path of like understanding themselves and really trying to live life. Like, both for me, it helps me because as I learn about why they do what they do and their thought process, it kind of aids mine, and then I can ask my questions and things like that. And it's just like, oh, instead of just having this thing on my own, how about I document it? And I also want to travel, and I want to go places. I really like audio. I like auditory experiences and things like that. So at some point, it'll also be like me going to a city I've never been in and walking through with like one of those field monitoring device things and just talking to people and asking them questions. Because I'm 22 right now, and as the time of recording this video, as a grown adult, as a conscious adult, I really haven't traveled anywhere alone. And I used to not think that was a big deal. But now I'm in a position where I'm like, yeah, that's a very, it's not a big deal, but considering what I want to do with my life and my goals of understanding myself, I have to like expand my context. So that's what Dream Boy is. It's like a digital diary for me. It's gonna be interviews, it's gonna be conversations with people that I respect. There's already one up with my friend Megan. My lips are dry, Jesus Christ. But my friend Megan, she's an artist, really talented one with a really good message behind what she's doing. And even when we had the conversation, whenever I went over to hers and we were talking about it, the prompt that I gave her was like, oh, you know, like how has your childhood affected your art? Because I as an artist, if you know me, I do like I work in a lot of different mediums. And I consider myself like a problem solver more than like a artist. Like when somebody asks me like, oh, how do you know how to do this in this medium and do that? And it's like, oh, like I kind of had a story or an idea, or I felt there was a problem I needed to explain, and the medium of doing so was this, and I had to learn it, and I was willing to learn it, and here we are with the new skill. So that's how I process things. And I was talking to her, I asked her, I was like, hey, how did your childhood affect how you are as an artist now? And that, I thought that was gonna be like a 10-minute conversation. It was supposed to be video originally, but the conversation started in her studio, and then we just never left, and it got like incredibly deep. Oh, this is an insert because I was watching the video back and I realized I didn't explain something properly. But what had caused me to ask that question of childhood was because I was working on all these different mediums, and I started asking myself, like, what actually comes naturally to me? Like, what did I do as a kid that caused me to do what I'm doing now? Like, trying to figure that out. That's what made me ask that question, because I wanted to see other people's thing. Like, is everybody else doing the mediums they were kind of doing as a child? Or is that, like, novel? Like, do I not need to worry about that? But yeah, that's what caused the initial query. Okay, back to the other part. It's an hour long, and it was like a little over 2 hours that I cut down. So I want to have more things like that. Interview people that are like doing cool things and doing important things. Go different places I've never been. Put myself in front of a camera more. Tackle that fear, put it out, edit it, self-love and shit like that. So I think that I'm gonna head back home now. I don't know whenever you're seeing this or watching this, but have a great rest of your day, muchacho. Yeah, but I hope that when I'm editing this should make sense. I really do hope that it does. And that's all. So